Hey guys, welcome to Joy of the Trade. This week is a huge week in earnings. Earnings for corporate reportings are all going to start rolling in this week. And it's always led, and we always start with the financials. And I have my eye on one particular financial, one bank that I really like, that I think stands out above the rest. And that bank is JP Morgan. Let's take a look at JP Morgan, and I'll show you a trade that I'm in right now that I've recommended for my MoneyLink subscribers. Let me share my screen here, and we'll look at it right now. So JP Morgan, first of all, look at this chart. This chart has been just on fire. And if we go back 5 years, it's just been one way. It's been one way. And we had a dip, obviously, because interest rates did what they did. And we had COVID, obviously, which was a disaster. But coming back out of the ashes, this stock has been red hot. And one thing I really want to talk to you about before I get into the underneath the hood analytics of this company is that we had this huge hedge fund blow up last week in the United States. And you heard Goldman Sachs, you heard Credit Suisse, you heard Morgan Stanley. You did not hear JP Morgan's name in that mix. These guys are airtight when it comes to risk management. And that's one of the reasons I love this bank. But let's look underneath the hood. And you can see that even though the stocks run like crazy, it's still trading at under 15 next year's earnings multiple. And so if we look at what we're going to expect here, look at the revenues. Let's look at the revenues here for a minute. These guys in 2020 are expected to make over $122 billion. $122 billion these guys are going to make. And if we look at their ratios here, it's a $473 billion. They're $470 billion company. Their book value, they're not trading at a huge multiple, these guys. They make money hand over fist with much less risk than some of their investment banking counterparts in the US. So if you look at this 3-year growth here, that's wonderful for a company this big, for a finance company this big, and it's smooth. It's a smooth earnings picture that they have. But what I like to do is I like to take it a step further, and I like to put on a long short pair with JP Morgan. And there's another bank that I'm bearish on, not in the US, it's an international conglomerate. And this is a money link that I'm in right now. This is HSBC. And so what I'm showing you here, down here, is what this spread has made over 1 year. 46% having a long JP Morgan and a short HSBC position. You're totally market neutral and you still made 46%. Let's go 5 years and see what that money link has made. 159%. HSBC in the last 5 years, the stock's down 6%, and they should be. And I'll show you why in a minute. But look at JP Morgan, the stock's up 153%. So if you don't know how to trade, if you don't know how to trade pairs, you got to check out the money link, because I have this trade on right now. And I don't care if the market goes up, down. I don't care if the Fed decides to start tapering and not buying zillions of dollars worth of bonds and printing money every day. It doesn't matter. This stock, this bank, JP Morgan, is going to be a better bank that makes more money than HSBC, in my opinion, for a long time. So if we look at HSBC, I spelled it wrong. Hold on a second. If we look at this HSBC here, I showed you underneath the hood of JP Morgan. Why am I bearish on HSBC? Look at this. These guys are a $120 billion bank. But check this out. These guys have negative growth. How are they not making more money in North America? They have negative growth. Remember, JP Morgan was up 6% earnings growth on $120 billion of revenue. These guys are losing. These guys are shrinking. They're shrinking. It's a shrinking bank. So I don't like this company. I do like JP Morgan. I expect JP Morgan to blow it out. I expect the number to come in very strong. All of their lines are firing. Banking is firing. Rates are coming back up. Investment banking is firing. Trading is going to be unbelievable. So bullish on JP Morgan. There's still a lot of upside in that stock. It's trading around 150. I think that's a $200 stock before the year's over. No problem. So if you want to hedge, though, if you want to learn how to hedge, check out moneylinks.com, and I'll show you how to put on an HSBC hedge. on your JP Morgan long. LFG guys, I'll be back later in the week with some more content for you. Take it easy.